There we go.
Oh!
Masters and None, episode 141.
Episode 141, and we'll start this with Roberto before the show proving me wrong about something else.
Oh.
Every now and then, I do say something absurd. Luckily, it was before we went on air because it was found to be quite absurd.
I think that's kind of like, I don't want to say that being wrong is our specialty, but I also don't think that, I think we shoot from the hip a lot.
Hey, listen, man, the way I look at it is there's no such thing as being wrong. There's just learning.
It's alternative facts.
You know what I'm saying? I just, I learned because it's not like I'll stand and die on that hill if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
I will come down off that hill and say that hill is wrong.
You
and
know,
I'm no longer on that hill.
I don't like, and I don't think anybody likes to be wrong, but I feel like I like hold things in. Like if I think I might be wrong, especially if I'm debating something with somebody, I'll just like, I don't know if that's true, so I'm not going to say anything.
You're smarter than me. I take the political approach. I just speak with a lot of conviction.
I mean, that works for politicians.
It does. And that's why 2024, vote for me.
Yeah. Vote for Justin. Did we check Twizzy's camera? Twizzy, is your camera good?
No,
I'm like 85% sure that shit's cocked far to the left.
I'm not even going to go to it because I already see where it's at. I'm not
Yeah.
even going to go to it. I'm just, you know what? Hold on. I'm going to quick.
Show him your shoulder, Twiz, because that's probably what it's pointing at. There we go.
Oh, yeah. No, look, we're good. I'm not even on.
Oh, perfect.
I'm
Look
safe.
at that.
I'm safe.
Look at that. Incredible. I already turned it on. You just got to hold the shutter button, like half press the shutter button.
There we go.
You just,
Look
you're
at
recording.
you, boy. There we go. Hold on.
There it is. Look at that.
Good.
There you go. You're back, Twiz.
All right. How do I look? I look all right?
You look incredible.
All right.
Bring us in, Twiz.
Good,
Tell him, give him the intro.
Hey, what's going on, man? Welcome to Masters and None episode 141. I'm Twiz. It's Berto, Justin. We got some interesting stuff to talk to you guys about today.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. And you should probably listen to this podcast now if it's live. And if you are live, hit that thumbs up because it's free. Hit the notification bell because it's free. And subscribe to the channel because it's free. But all three of those things do help us.
Yeah, and they're all free.
Yes. And check out our audio podcast platforms as well if you can't watch the video live. But we prefer you to be live and, jump in this chat with us because we like doing that.
That's the best part.
Yeah.
I got a new book
He does.
Nice.
for my podcast notes.
Oh, I thought that was for your sonnets.
This is where I used to write my haikus in here. This was gifted to me by a friend years ago, and I busted it out the other day because I needed a book to write things down in so we could talk about during the podcast. And I'm looking at it and I'm like, damn, this book is it's old. I read the back of it. This is a handmade notebook from China. He the guy who bought it for me was on a business trip to China, and he brought this back for me. And it's like a handmade notebook
Damn.
by the master handmade, and then a bunch of shit in Mandarin that I don't understand.
That's fire.
Yeah. I kind of feel bad even writing in it.
Yeah, you probably shouldn't. You should probably hang on to that papyrus.
Yeah, right? Forever.
Yeah, it probably means something. You should probably, if you are going to write in it, you should write in it with a quill. It's only right.
with a feather, I write on it by fire.
Yeah, exactly. You kidding me? You got to drip some ink. You got to whatever that process is.
I got to kill a bald eagle.
Yeah.
To get those feathers.
That's it.
Get a big feather. You can't do that with the pigeon feather. You need something with some girth.
Yeah, a pigeon feather, you don't want that. If you're going to do subway graffiti, use a pigeon feather.
Yeah, pigeon feathers are for fine line. Fine line drawings. Those people that do the drawings that are that they never lift a pen, but they're just faces and they're people together and shit like that.
Yeah.
They do those with that. That's like a pigeon feather. Maybe a cardinal feather or something, that's a specialty.
Oh, that's a specialty.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah.
All right. Listen, man, I don't know too much about the quill game, but you're right up on it with that book you got.
You see? I just made all that shit up.
Did you?
Yeah, I made all that shit
Look
up.
at the value of speaking with conviction. I'm sold.
Yeah.
I was going to go
Vote
catch
for
me
us.
a couple of pigeons and bring them shits down.
No.
Yeah, I already had the feathers in my Amazon cart.
Yeah, you see that? He's already got his Amazon fucking cart full of pigeon feathers.
Speaking of catching pigeons, everybody's upset because Leonardo DiCaprio caught a young one.
Yeah, that's right. He did catch himself a little something. You know what's so funny? I can't understand why people are angry. They're calling him predatory. She's an adult. She's a consenting adult.
Can you give us the background story for the people at home that don't know who Leo's digging out, or at least give us the age range? Because I don't know it.
Well, what they're saying is that this is considered alleged at this point because they've been seen together. He went to this album release party for this artist, and he was seen with this Israeli supermodel. What's her name, Twiz?
Hold on.
And he's known for like having younger girlfriends, right? Because I've seen memes about him dating younger girls for a while now.
Yeah, he has been known for that, but I mean, he's Leonardo DiCaprio. What do they want him to do? This is what my question is. You don't want Leonardo DiCaprio with a hot young supermodel.
Yeah.
Who do you want him with? Joy Behar, that pig from The View? Like, who do you want him with?
Yeah, her name is Eden Polani, if I'm saying that right.
Yeah.
How old is she?
She's 19.
Yeah.
And he's 43?
No, I think he's older than that. I think he's like 50.
Nah, I thought he was like 45.
How old is Leo? I thought Leo was like 50.
She's 19 and
Leo's 48.
48.
I mean, I guess I could see why they say it's like it's predatory, but I don't think
But what makes it predatory? That's my question.
because he's so much older than her. I think that most people would agree with the fact like older people who have more life experiences can mentally have the like that mental fortitude. Like I always said, like if I have the knowledge that I have today, I could go back in time and go to school and I would like fucking crush because I'm just like I'm mentally sharper than I was.
Okay.
And I think that, and I'm not saying he is doing this, but I think that predatory thing comes from the possible manipulation that an older person can have over a younger person because of their like life experiences or mental fortitude. And that could be based on person to person, and that could not be true. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. My question is, name one 50-year-old in your life that you think could get a 19-year-old supermodel with all that life experience and that.
Yeah, I don't know any that can, and I don't know any of them that don't want to.
Yeah, of
Any
course.
50-year-old I know, if
Yeah.
they got offered a 19-year-old, maybe not to keep forever,
Yeah.
but for a nice weekend,
Yeah.
they'd probably love her.
Okay. So, the thing that would make it predatory, in my opinion, is if this is like a creepy uncle hitting on your girlfriend when you're 19 or you're 20 years old. That's predatory. And we all have that family member, multiple family members.
Yeah.
It's like, hey, come on, why don't you come over here and dance with me? Like that. That's more predatory in my opinion
You
because
think he knows what he's doing? I showed him everything he knows.
yeah, and trust me, they are not seeing your Uncle Pito, whoever's doing this. They're not seeing this as a person that's able to manipulate them because of their age and life experience. This is Leonardo DiCaprio. This girl ain't suffering.
Yeah.
She's on his mega yacht burning 5 million gallons of fossil fuels a day while he's talking about climate change and going green.
Yeah, she's trying to hit
You
the
know?
fucking basement of that yacht and get drawn.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. She's trying to have a little sketch found of her at the bottom of the ocean.
Yeah.
That's what she's trying to do.
Hey, listen, I mean, how do we continue to have like all these caveats on like what's okay and what's not okay? It's like she's a consenting adult, but he's over 40, so it's like it's weird now. It's like where do we draw the line? It's like
Yeah.
is it 18 plus? You could do whatever you want, or is there like a ratio?
Yeah.
Is it like 2 to 1? What do we like? What's appropriate?
Exactly. Is there like a mathematical equation? Like,
Yeah.
he can't be older than twice your age plus 6. Like, because I don't get it because she is a consenting adult. What's the point of the law? If she is a consenting adult, what is the point of the law being there if people are still going to call him predatory and creepy and call him a sex predator?
Another thing I don't get is why Leo wants to slap around a 19-year-old. Like that's a little. While I don't
Why he
give a
wants to
fuck,
what?
why he wants to date
Yeah.
a 19-year-old.
Okay.
Because I, in my opinion, that's like she's still like annoyingly young.
Yeah, but
And I guess because he's Leonardo DiCaprio, she could probably get in anywhere, and drinking is not like getting into places isn't an issue.
Yeah.
But like me personally, while I said like maybe for like a weekend, I'm not going to use me as an example, but I'm significantly younger than Leo. But like I don't think I would want to like date a 19-year-old.
Well, the difference between you and him is like you'd probably be looking for like a partner, someone to share time with and conversation. He's not looking for that.
Yeah, he's looking for a tight body.
He's like, throw me a towel and go away.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's what he's doing.
Yeah.
Like he's not, he's hanging out, he's doing his thing, and trust me, there is not the place if I own an establishment and the guy at the door comes and tells me he didn't let Leonardo DiCaprio's girl in, so Leo and her left, that man's looking for a new job.
Yeah.
And I'm just going to cry to myself.
That's
that
like-
Leo just chose to not come in my restaurant because this fool turned away him and his wife because it's 21 and over tonight.
I'll tell you one thing. That shit happens all the fucking time. Not specifically the age thing, but I watched Dave Portnoy was doing one of those pizza reviews. Dave Portnoy is the El Presidente from Barstool. He does the pizza reviews you guys see on TikTok or on Instagram. And he was doing one at a restaurant one time, and they kicked him out of like in front of their establishment. And they were kind of being dicks about it, so he just spat the pizza out, gave it a 0. And like the owner of the place like called him and they had like a conversation. The manager who was there that night no longer works there.
Yeah, see, there you go.
Because that's what happens when you kick someone, you do something like that.
Yeah.
You know, it's bad for business.
It's terrible for business. But anyway, that's my take on it is like they're both consenting adults and I doubt she's suffering because none of these women have complained about their experiences with Leo.
Yeah, I don't
It-
really.
you know, if every time he gets one of these young girls, you find out that they disappeared for a few months and they come out looking different, skinny and shit or something, or like, you know, like he's been locking them away somewhere.
Yeah.
That's different. All of them have like scars on their wrists from like just being shackled.
Yeah.
That it's a different story. But they're coming out and they're fine. They part ways. It seems that they part ways civilized and
And this chick's European. People grow up differently out there. The drinking age 18, you know what I'm saying? You gotta.
listen, man, that Israeli model. Get yourself Krav Maga real quick. You play around, Leo. You want to go missing on this yacht, bro?
That's fucking funny. Yeah, I don't give a fuck if Leo's dating a 19-year-old. I don't. Nobody give a fuck about Hugh Hefner
Yo,
living with fucking 35, 18-year-olds or
Yeah, they didn't give a fuck.
however old the girls were. However
He was
many they
celebrated.
were. Yeah.
You know, and to me, rightfully so. I mean, you get seen with one of these guys, Leo. You have a career.
Mm-hmm.
People can say what they want about the relationship between Amber Rose and Kanye West, blah blah blah, but she leveraged a career off of that.
sure did.
Yo, we appreciate you, Spaz. Thanks
You know
for
what I'm
coming
saying?
through.
It's crazy. You know, but that's my take on it. What else? Let me see. What else we got? I know that freaking that earthquake in Turkey's
Dude, 7.8.
crazy, dude.
Crazy earthquake. They said that they can be up to 20,000 people dead.
Wow.
They haven't found everybody yet. I think they've only announced like, I want to say this afternoon it was like sub 3,000.
Wow.
But there's
Actually,
entire
they're past that
blocks.
now.
What are they at now?
As of the last update at 7:05 p.m. Eastern time, it's 7,700 people dead.
Oh my God.
Dude, there's pictures of like of a block and like every building is down.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's crazy. There's people going from like all over the world to go over there. Like one of the Japanese rescue teams was like sent out there earlier. Like these like expedition teams that like find people and shit like that. They're all a lot of people going over there. Elon Musk graciously offered them Starlink, but they're like, dude, we don't need internet right now. We need to find our people. So
That's what he said. He offered him Starlink.
he did offer them Starlink.
They might be able to utilize it somehow to help track people or somehow leverage it into communication services or something like that in the area, I'm sure.
Yeah, but they did say that they had like plenty of like satellite support, so they didn't need Starlink.
I mean, that's good to see. I mean, the you know, if there's any good angle to see from a terrible tragedy like this is how many countries will actually pitch in and people will try to help, because I'm sure that a lot of the world is gonna do what they need to do and try to help. That shit is awful. God forbid somebody's country get hit with something like that.
Oh yeah, especially as like Americans, like we give up a lot to places that are not doing as well.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that shit is rough. I know Andrew Tate tweeted, he's not tweeting, clearly somebody's controlling his account from, you know, but he said that he felt the earthquake from in the jail. Is that possible?
What?
Is that possible?
Where he's in
Romania.
Yeah,
It's possible, right?
it's not terribly far.
He said he felt it, and he said there's terror when you're locked in somewhere. He said, and you feel an earthquake. He said, I have nowhere to go. I can't get out. Can't
Wait.
run.
Isn't Romania like far Eastern Europe? Like,
I don't know anything about geography. That's
And-
why I'm not even sure if he was being facetious, but it seemed like a serious tweet.
well, it wasn't just Turkey. It spanned it through multiple countries. Turkey just got
Yeah.
hit the hardest.
Yeah, so I don't know, you know, if that's accurate, but That shit is crazy. Just the thought that what if there was something going on and you happen to be trapped in a cell? Terrible.
I've never experienced an earthquake. I know they're like something that happens quite often, like in California.
We've had them here. We had one here a few years ago.
I've never felt it.
Didn't
I
they just
felt
say
it.
one?
It happened at work.
Didn't they just say one was in
We were in a
Buffalo?
meeting in a boardroom and the shit was shaking like this.
I never felt it.
Yeah. It was weird because you don't interpret it as that. I thought there was a rally, like people next door in the other side of the boardroom that were like stomping their feet or something like that. And then they were like, no, that was an earthquake.
Yeah,
It was
and,
like, oh,
and
shit.
then the aftershock afterwards.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Did you guys hear? There was a earthquake in Buffalo,
When?
February 6th. That was 6:15 a.m. You guys didn't hear
Get
that?
out of here. Yesterday?
Yeah. What's today? The 7th? No. Today's like the 9th.
No, I think it's the 8th today.
Today's the 10th?
Yeah.
Today's the 7th. It was yesterday.
Today's yeah. So it was yesterday. Wow. I paid more attention to certain things than I thought. Yeah. Yep. 3.8 magnitude earthquake.
Yeah.
Damn.
Buffalo.
No one's concerned about that when you get hit with a 7.8.
Yeah, of course not. But I'm just,
No, I know what you're saying. I know what you're saying, Twist.
some things hit close to home.
Yeah. Good thing there's nobody in Buffalo.
That's crazy. Griselda.
Yeah, facts, yo. Shout out.
Shout out Benny the Butcher.
Shout out the Butcher, man.
Conway. West Side. Gun.
Conway the
38
Machine.
Spash.
Are we going to talk about this fucking balloon that got shot down?
Yeah. We're going to talk about it getting shot down after it completed all its entire spying mission and was on the way back. Sure.
I love all the memes of like that they're posting. There's like dudes that like this photo was taken over Kansas, and it's like a dude with one beer in his hand, like throwing another beer up in the air, like he's throwing it at the balloon.
I saw, you remember that video of the president tripping like 3 different times going up the stairs to the
Yes.
plane?
Yeah,
Did you
yeah.
see that?
No, I didn't see anything.
Oh my God, it was the most fire animation. I sent it to my dad. I'll pull it up. It was each time he tripped, there was 3 floating balloons in the shot. And each time he tripped, it was because one of them hit him like boom and he fell. And then the other one was like boom, boom. The timing was perfect, dude.
Did they do we know anything about this balloon? I mean, even if they do know anything, they're not going to tell us yet.
You mean like what they got off of it?
Yeah.
No. They
They're not gonna.
they retrieved it from the water, apparently.
Can you I have so many questions that I know none of us have the answers to.
Nope, but I'll sure speak like I do. What do you got?
Do you think they can control this thing, or you think this thing is going by like wind, right? Because if I throw a balloon in the air,
Yeah. But it wasn't just a regular balloon. It had an apparatus attached to it. So I don't know what that was.
I thought that was just to
exactly.
keep it afloat, kind of like the fire thing. Like that,
No, it's like they look like solar panels partially. Like,
I think that was at the bottom of it.
yeah, it looked like kind of like almost like the balloon was sitting on a small satellite.
Yeah.
That was kind of what it
I did see that,
looked
yeah.
like to me. So I don't know if that's a motor. I don't know if that's, I'm sure there's computer systems, some kind of memory in there. I don't know. But there's another one over Latin America that I think they said has gone off their radar. They can't locate it anymore. Because they also have one over Latin America and it was one over Canada. So they had multiple balloons. They had 3 different ones at the same time that were up in the air.
Plot twist: Google Map is doing like a new Google Earth.
Nah.
Yeah,
But
I mean, they might because Lord knows China probably controls Google at this point too.
yeah. It's pretty crazy. But China did, however, try to say that it was just a balloon that was studying weather.
Oh,
They said it was studying weather patterns.
that's your protein bar you asked me for.
Thank you. Weather patterns.
Yep. Said it was studying weather.
Ask him what happened to the Uyghurs. Ask him where are the Uyghurs.
It was a
Yeah.
civilian unmanned. That's what they said. Civilian unmanned airship that was primarily conducting weather research.
Primarily, keyword.
Yeah. So the main thing we were trying to do was figure out, when the sun how the sun rises in the east and sets in the west, and whatever else we might stumble upon.
That's
They're
just-
trying to get sneak peeks at the new fucking Harry Potter game that everybody's losing their mind over.
Yeah, it's a fact.
Yeah, that game. I mean, I'm sure that game is probably dope. I mean, I don't.
It's getting good reviews. It's not
Is it?
even out yet. Yeah, it comes out on the 10th, I think.
4.5, 9 on IGN. Yeah, good reviews.
What
guess
kind of
what?
game
I
is
wasn't even going to play it. And guess what? I'm
You
going to
weren't
play
gonna
it now.
That's crazy.
What kind of game is it?
I think it's an RPG.
Yeah, it's an open world RPG.
What really?
Bro,
Which
did
is
you read the
badass
Harry
when you
Potter
think
books?
about Harry Potter.
Dude, I love those movies, bro. I've been to Harry Potter World twice.
No, but did you read the books?
Yeah, no.
Oh, come on.
course
Don't
not.
stop it, Swizz.
What?
Swizz is about to hit us with this fucking.
Y'all didn't read the
The
nah,
books
time
are
out.
so much better.
Time out.
The books are
Time
so
out,
much
time out.
better.
Hold on.
I don't believe in books.
I don't read the books. Books read me.
First and foremost, if listen, guys, don't be like read the books, okay? Read the books. I was there for every release, on every date when they came out. I assure you. Rest in peace to my brother. He even might have snatched one or two of them for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying.
Swizz never read those books. I'll tell you,
You are-
right now.
bro,
He
multiple
never read
times.
those books.
Listen, don't yo.
I love Swizz.
I will FaceTime
I don't want to out him.
Mama Brooks right now, and you can ask her yourself.
Yo, toast. Yo, raise your goblet of fire and toast the Harry Potter. All right.
Yeah.
All right.
Yo,
That's
to
what we're
Harry
gonna do. Toast to J.K. Rowling writing that Harry Potter book when she was homeless in her car with her kids.
Yep.
I
She
don't
was,
know what
like,
kind
pregnant.
of irresponsible decisions
think
led
she's
you to be
pregnant in a
homeless in your
coffee
car with
shop,
your
but, you
kids.
know, whatever.
And now everybody hates her because they've labeled her as a transphobe. So essentially, real quick, for people who don't know, the reason why people are up in arms about the Harry Potter game is based off of the accused transphobia of J.K. Rowling, who had nothing to do with the game.
Nope, not at all.
She didn't have any input in the game, but because she may be receiving royalties, people are upset. And I think that something that I seen online that I thought was very interesting. I forgot who said it, but they were kind of like, "Listen, just ignore it." He goes, "Like a lot of these other major things that people are upset about, they'll be upset about it for a couple days, and then it'll fucking go away, and the game will still exist after that." Like, there's nothing. Like, I don't understand how people can just pull transphobia out of anything. There's somebody transgender in the game. I didn't even know it. I haven't played the game myself, but I was watching reviews and things about the games, and they're saying that like it's a pretty inclusive game. So why people? I think that, dude, we live in this weird time where everybody just wants something to be upset about. And we were talking about it this morning, and we came up with a pretty good solution.
Yeah, what was it? I don't remember.
We're just going to start releasing big cats in major cities, so
Yeah.
people could really be afraid of things. We'll start off with small cats like a snow leopard or something like that, and then
Yeah.
work our way up to like cheetah, mountain lion, puma. We're going to start, and then just the cats are going to get bigger. So then you guys could really have something to fucking be afraid of and something to really be complain about, and we could unify the country again.
Yeah, you see how quick people stop worrying about nonsense and they're like, wait a minute, when something's trying to eat you, when something's actively trying to hunt you, you got a lot more important shit to worry about.
Yeah, you think they're worried about fucking Harry Potter in the Sudan?
No, absolutely not. But my question is about the Harry Potter game. They're upset because she's receiving royalties from the game.
Yeah, yes, that's the bulk
It's her
of-
fucking idea.
Yo,
Yeah,
listen,
who else would get money from it?
This is that socialist bullshit is everybody thinks they're entitled to money from a work of art that was done by someone else, or that person shouldn't get paid. What are you talking about? There'd be no Harry Potter. You wouldn't be dressing up in a cloak with a scarf on and some weird strange glasses when you go to your buddy's house for the gangbang.
Yeah.
All right. If it wasn't for Harry Potter, I don't want to hear about it.
Dude, nobody's fucking saying a word about Disneyland and drinking around the world. No one's saying nothing about all the exhibits they have over there. Not a fucking word. They release a video game and everybody's like, boycott. Shut the fuck up.
And what's with the inclusive shit? It's magic. It's not a real world. It's a fake world. So now everyone has to be represented in pretend land also. Like in real land and pretend land, everybody has to be, whether it's a book, you got to have one of everyone. Nobody's going to write books anymore.
I'm
They're
telling you
like,
right-
oh shit, I forgot to include a Puerto Rican.
I was just
We're
going to say,
canceled.
it's not a single Latino in that fucking in
Are
the
we
series.
complaining?
And I love it. I thought it was great.
It's only because I think Harry Potter, I
Yeah,
think he's
Potter.
Puerto Rican.
Yeah, I think his original family was Puerto Rican.
He's from Puerto Rican.
They fell on
He's from
hard
Carolina
times.
for sure.
And they had to give him up. Yeah.
For sure. 100%. One of these guys all day.
100%. He's
I think I seen him.
Boricua.
You know, facts.
That's how that scar. It
Yeah.
used to be a B.
Yeah.
Um,
And that dragon came from some kind of Caribbean place, I'll tell you right now.
I'd say it's just so I use this word a lot.
Latinx?
No. It's
What?
interesting. I never use that word. We didn't think of that. That shit was pushed on us. Don't call me Latinx. But if you want to be called Latinx, I'll call you Latinx because that's the kind of
I
person
won't.
I am.
Go ahead.
But it's don't know what I was
You
gonna
said
say.
a word.
The word is interesting. I just think it's interesting, which is the word I use when I can't think of anything like appropriate to say. But I do think it's fucking nonsense.
Can
If
I
you-
point something out about the game?
Please.
Yeah.
The one thing I will say is that, on another note, there's been a lot of praise from people of color in their depiction of them in the game. The hairstyles are accurate. The facial features and textures are accurate. Because a lot of times what people forget about these video games is that you got a lot of cookie cutter like shapes that, like, it's usually the generic. My boy told me earlier, he's like, shout out my boy Jeff, and he was like, yo, you get a fro, you get a buzz cut, and you get the bootleg wannabe waves.
Yeah, it's
that's
a fact.
it.
There's not
He's
a
like,
single
that's
Dark
it.
Caesar in any of those games.
Yeah, bro, that's it. He was like, but now they got boosie fades, they got dreadlocks, they got short dread, tall dreads, they got curls, they got. He was like, so they're real all inclusive on that one. So I just want to give the developers and the producers and everybody like that their flowers on that, because you know.
I'm not gonna front. The new Pokemon game was like that too.
I guarantee
word?
the barber at Hogwarts is Slytherin. If he's throwing down like that,
Yeah.
he's Slytherin.
It's,
I'm Slytherin. I took the Harry Potter quiz.
Are you?
I'm Slytherin.
I can see that.
Yeah, you give me more of like a Hufflepuff kind of vibe.
I don't know this. I don't know the teams. I don't know the sets.
The sets.
What
the
color
teams.
are they? Are they red and yellow?
Hufflepuff
They're the green?
is.
I'm red and yellow.
Hufflepuff is yellow. Ravenclaw is purple. Slytherin is green, like green and silver, and Gryffindor is red and gold.
Yeah.
Y'all know what I came up. You
I
know
think
what
I'm
your boy is
Gryffindor.
already.
Yeah, you're probably Gryffindor, bro.
I took the
Damn
test too.
right.
I'm pretty sure I'm Gryffindor. I mean, red and yellow.
Damn Skippy.
I guess it's red and gold.
Yeah, red and gold.
Man,
Yeah, but
listen,
I'm not
man.
Hufflepuff. Those guys smoke pole.
Listen, man, it's Slytherin out here, bro.
And it's okay if you do. They're just not going to put you in the video game. Next topic.
Yo.
It doesn't fucking. It doesn't matter. There's no fucking. There's not a single Puerto Rican or Dominican in the game, and I'm
There's
still gonna
not.
play it.
And nobody, I don't, I don't care. Because we probably made the wands.
Yeah, yeah,
That's why you don't see them. Because they're underneath Hogwarts making the wands.
yeah.
But
Fucking-
I'm cool with that.
There's elves in this game. There's no elves in real life.
Son, you know what?
I'm gonna get at Lord of the Rings next. There's no Latinos in that shit either.
Oh, that's a fact.
Nah, that's, here's what I'm saying. We need to unite our voices. You know what I'm saying? Before you know it, there'll be Bad Bunny playing in every game, every kind of movie, every show. The next Lord of the Rings, there's going to be Mark Anthony playing during the next fight scene.
Yeah.
That's what it's going to be.
Did you see that? Did you guys see AMC is doing like price adjustments for their tickets now? Or they're going to start doing it? I think in New York as of like Friday, I believe.
Yeah, that's
And it's going to
crazy.
roll out slowly in other places. But now it's good. They're going to be different prices for like different. Like you go to concert, you get better seats, you pay more.
Yeah.
It's going to be like a similar method for movie theaters for AMC specifically.
Yeah, it's gonna be the same method.
I mean, I think it makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it kind of makes sense. I mean, like why not? You know what I mean? There's better seats than others. I guess you just got to get there sooner instead of buying a. You know what I mean?
Well, you buy your seats online, right? So you get like the early bird gets a worm theory. While I do agree with you, like why not, right?
Yeah.
But I believe that right now, like their goal is to try to get more people in the theaters, and I don't think that that's like a model that's going to help them. I don't think that the people are going to like. That's very advantageous of them
Yeah.
to now like start hiking up the prices, because even the people who aren't going to be paying more because they don't want those seats or they can't afford those seats or whatever the case may be, they're still going to be upset that exists.
Do you think so?
Yeah, I believe so. I do think it's logical, right? I do think it's logical. I do think that it's you get a better. I think they call it like line of sight or sight of view or something like that. You get a better viewing
Field of
experience, field of view, whatever.
Yep.
You get a better viewing experience, so you pay more for that. It seems logical, but no other like major theaters aren't doing it. And right now, I think is the wrong time to start charging people more money to go to the theater, because we went through this pandemic where movie theaters were shut down. A lot of places went out of business, and I don't think that people are running back to the theaters. We've talked about this before.
Yeah. I mean, my take on it is I do hear what you're saying, but part of me is like, they're not going to get new moviegoers. They're not going to intrigue new people to the experience of going to the movies. You either go to the movies or you don't. And I don't think that $2 more a ticket is going to stop the people that are currently going to the movies from going. So I don't think they lose any viewership at all, but they're able to make a little bit of that money up, like get a little bit of an increase in revenue that they're missing from that decrease in people actually going.
And I will say that their concessions or the prices of the concessions are remaining the same. But just to kind of give you a little bit of a nudge back on that, as a consumer, I don't want to be paying for you got to find revenue elsewhere. You got to start doing skin flicks or something like that on the weekdays at noon. Like figure out something else to make money. Like I don't want to be the person that now has to pay more because like you guys are down in the dumps.
Yeah.
And I also believe that one of the things that could bring people back to the theater is a real big movie, right? We haven't had that yet. I think that they thought it was going to happen with Avatar. While I do think it was a good movie, I don't think it brought everybody back to the movies. I think it's going to take something like a new Star Wars or some shit like that to bring everybody back so they can remember that viewing experience. Because I wasn't sold on going back to the movies. And then we watched Avatar, and I was like, you know what? The movies used to be fun. This was a good time.
Yeah.
Maybe I come back.
Yeah, I mean, to me, I don't think you're necessarily who they're targeting because you don't really go to the movies. You know,
I did, though. I was a moviegoer.
How long ago? Like before the pandemic?
Pre-pandemic, I used to go to the movies.
Okay. So maybe maybe you are the person that...
But I would pay more for the better tickets.
Exactly.
So
So if you're going back, it's not because of anything related to the price.
No.
It's because you were like, you know what? This movie that's coming out, I think would be much better enjoyed. Like the Fast and the Furious movie. Those movies, as corny as they've gotten, they're definitely better to view in the movies.
Yeah.
So if that movie comes out that hits you the way you're talking about, like the kind of movie that may have that impact, like a Star Wars, you'll go back. At least for that movie.
Yeah. I also like the fact that I'm one of those people who I don't mind paying a little bit more for a better service. Right? If we're all hanging out, we're watching the fights, and we're going to order Uber Eats, I'm going to check the box that says speedy delivery for $1.99.
Yeah, I agree with you.
It's $2. It's going to get my shit here quicker.
Why not?
Why not? I'm
Yeah.
already overpaying on this. You know what
I
I'm saying?
agree.
If I'm going to go to the movies, and now as somebody who is, usually not on time to the movies,
Took it out of my mouth. Go ahead.
and somebody who usually buys my tickets late, I'm going to enjoy the fact that that seat is going to be open because the cheapos don't want it. And when I get there and there's a wagey sitting in my seat, I'm not going to interact with them because I don't interact with that class of people. But I will get an usher to come over and remind them that they sit with the brokies.
Yeah.
You know?
I cannot tell a lie. It is a pretty good feeling when you get to go and tell somebody they're in your seat.
Yeah.
I've had that experience multiple times. And I'm just like, hey, and the guy looks around all like, when I went to, me and my girl went to see,
Sex
saw
and
the
the
Chili
City?
Peppers.
Oh, okay.
We went to see the Chili Peppers.
Yeah.
Where we go to our seats and there's this guy half yeeked up
Yeah.
sitting in our seat, and he got this girl with him and this other guy. And I come over and I'm like, hey, you guys are like in our seats. And they're like, no, these are like our seats. And I'm like, nah, I was like, these are our seats. Like, and I showed him and he's like, oh. And then he looks at the girl and he's like, and she looks all pissed, like, and he had like this backstage kind of pass on, like he worked there or something. And he was like, oh, all right. He's like, all right. He's all sweaty and shit. And he moves. We end up like going to get a beer or something like that. We come back, they're in the seats again. And I'm like, yo, my man, like you can't sit here. Like this is my seat. You
I
know?
paid for this seat. What
And
are
then
you
he's
doing?
playing dumb again. And he's looking at her and the girl's getting pissed. They move to like another seat, like a few rows away. Like 20 minutes later, those people show up and they're like, yo, you're in our seats. And the guy's like, oh, no. And he's like playing dumb. I'm like, dude, this guy dragged this girl here, acting like he had some kind of plug to sit wherever they want. And He's getting kicked out of every seat. This ain't the show that's going to have empty seats for you to hop around to.
Yeah.
Not at a Peppers concert. That's not going to be.
That guy definitely sold sodas in the crowd, and he was like, don't worry. I'm going to get you a spot.
Bro, he was so stressed. I'm like, dude, you're better off just buying tickets. Buy tickets, dude, or you can't go.
I'll tell you one thing. I went to a Broadway show.
Shit.
I went to a Broadway show a couple weeks ago, and we had like some special tickets that we bought like day of, and we were sitting in the third collection of seats up. So like it's like orchestra, a little bit more money than orchestra,
whatever,
and then mezzanine, right?
Yeah.
I was in the mezzanine. I didn't pay a lot of money for my tickets. They were $60.
What show is it?
Wicked.
Oh, but that's the best viewing experience. To be honest, you don't want to be on the floor for a Broadway show, in my opinion. But go ahead.
So when I didn't enjoy, I thought I could have had a better viewing experience just because I thought things were a little bit far. I was like kind of like trying to make out what was going on. I probably should have worn my glasses. And I was in my head, I was like, the tickets weren't that bad. They were $60. And then so I look up tickets online of how much it would have cost me to fucking sit with the big dicks up front and not
with the wages.
Not with the wages. I was a brokey that day.
Yeah.
Sometimes I'm a brokey. Sometimes I'm a baller. When I go wicked, I'm a brokey. So I get so I look at the tickets and it's like they're expensive. They're like $250 or something like that to sit up front. And I was like, you know what? These tickets aren't as bad as I thought they were. Yeah. Because I don't want to spend the $250. I don't put the value in that, right?
Yeah.
In that sitting front row for that kind of a show. You know what I'm saying? If I was going to see a fight, I wouldn't mind. But $250 for fight tickets. That's not a bad. That's not a terrible deal.
No, it's not. That's an incredible deal.
That's a good deal.
Cage side?
Yeah, that's an excellent price. But for a Broadway show, like I don't find the value in it, so I'm like, that's too much. I'll sit my ass upstairs with the brokies for the $60 a ticket, and the $8 that I paid for Sour Patch Kids.
But did you like the show?
I thought the show was pretty good.
Shit was pretty good, right?
It was good, yeah.
I saw it years ago, and I thought it was very good, man.
I thought they were very, very talented.
Yeah.
Like the people who do this whole thing, like everybody there is like an excellent singer, in excellent shape, and like just does really well. And is no like mechanical anything. Like even the puppets, it's like it's a dude in a box playing this puppet.
Yeah.
I thought it was good. Went to left there, hit up this Mexican spot, like a couple blocks away. I think we were on like 53rd and Broadway or something like that. There's this Mexican place called I think it's called Viva Verde, some shit like that. Shit was slamming, bro. I had a fucking birria quesadilla.
Oh,
dude, you know I fuck with birria.
Me too, bro.
Yo, they made a birria quesadilla.
It's overrated.
That was
for the record.
What? Bro, I'll beat you your cell phone right
That's
now
crazy.
and give it back
I
to you.
just spat all over my mic because that's how disgusted I am when you say things like that. Do you know the process? You know how long it takes them to make that, bro?
You know, if anybody knows, I know. I do know.
That's just delicious.
I'm gonna make it myself, and it's gonna be better.
Well, I don't like that like greasy consommé that they serve next to it. Like I don't drink that shit just because it like fuck up my stomach.
That's a fact.
The birria itself, like the meat with that fucking cheese, is delicious.
Nah, papi, it don't got as much flavor. It does not do it for me. Carnitas all the way, papi.
Bro, you gonna make me go to Dirty Taco, bro.
Yo, listen, man, carnitas con aguacate all day, you heard?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's not bad either. But like,
Carnitas and aguacate, I hear you,
Chin
bro.
cebolla, come on, bro. I know how to do a taco right. You
so
heard?
you get sin
well,
cebolla?
I said chin.
Oh,
Un chin de
a little
cebolla,
bit.
baby.
Yo, listen, man,
Yo.
stop, put some respect on my name.
Bro, we gonna do a reel on Instagram of twins like 1 week doing the podcast with two Spanish guys. 2 weeks doing the Spanish guy. Oh yeah, third week he got tight jeans and diesels on.
Yeah.
Fourth week he got on a hat and he's like.
He's got a fucking cuatro. He's playing.
He's like.
I'll tell you one
playing
thing.
a Guido.
Twisted Spanish is pretty good for a guy that didn't grow up speaking Spanish.
Thank you,
bro. Listen,
You
man.
can survive. That's how you grow. When you grow up in a neighborhood where everybody speaks Spanish,
Bro.
it's like, bro, growing up here, you're forced to learn at least a couple words because if it's after like 7 p.m. and you hit the drive-through,
That's a
you're
fact.
not getting food if you don't speak Spanish.
Yeah, nah, you
Like,
definitely
in
ain't
this
getting the right
neighborhood,
change.
you're-
That's for sure.
Fuck it, yeah, you're not getting.
Bro, shit's like training day. You put Swizz in a car when he was driving through here, and he was like, yo, how's your Spanish?
Yeah.
And he's like, hey, you better learn that shit. Shit'll save your life. This
Facts.
motherfucker's plotting out here.
Yeah, facts. Bro, it's so funny because, and while I don't believe that it should be that way, even though I speak the language, I do believe that it's like unfair. It's like, not unfair, but I'm like, dude, it's also the employer. It's like, yo, you know this person don't speak English. Don't put this bitch in the drive-through window. Give that to somebody else.
They're like, I don't know. The 17-year-olds want more money.
Yeah,
I don't know what to do. These high school kids are like, yo, pay me more.
Right.
You know? Or I'll just stay in my mom's basement. It's fine.
Yeah, pick it. I mean,
Yeah.
I get it. You people want more. I had this conversation with somebody and they were like insulted that that I was saying that we're talking about wages at fast food restaurants. That's what I'm assuming we're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when this whole like new wave, this is like 4 years ago, when like this new wave of like bringing up the price of minimum wage.
Yeah, the cost, yeah.
The cost, excuse me, of minimum wage. Thank you. And I was in my opinion, I believe that those jobs exist because they're entry level positions and they should be reserved or given to the younger population so that they can work a part-time job, learn the value of $1, learn what it is to work, be responsible, show up places on time, get paid for the hours that you work for, right?
Yeah.
I don't believe that those places are intended for adults to build careers off of. And if you're an adult and you work in the fast food industry and you're just trying to make it, then do what you got to do. People have to do what they have to do. There's nothing wrong with that. But I believe that the intentions for these jobs were based off of, like, that's why they also make it easier and stuff like that, because I thought that they were designed for, like, young adults.
Yeah.
I said that, and somebody was, like, up in arms, like, no, they deserve to be paid. There's adults that work there. And in my mind, I'm like, anybody who heard that was my kid definitely did a backflip and fell off of something. And I'm like, well, if you're an adult and you're looking for more money, it's like you're gonna have to go get a different job and that pays more. Maybe you might have to work harder,
Yeah.
Maybe you might have to do this, you might have to do that, but like,
Or you might have to learn English.
or you might have to,
You know, sometimes there's some things you might have to take a couple of classes in college or learn a little Excel or learn something small.
Yeah, and the person I was talking to wasn't even like a native Spanish speaker. They were like somebody who was like very American. So I was kind of like, I didn't argue with them because I'm not into debating with people who, I don't want to debate with anybody. It's like, you can believe whatever you want. But that was my perspective of it. I look at those jobs like they're entry level positions for people to get their feet wet, learn the value of $1, learn what it is to work, and then you move up. And listen, if you move up within that environment and you move up to corporate McDonald's or you move up to a store manager, whatever the case may be, and you're doing well, then great for you. I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
But I believe that the original intentions for some of these opportunities that are given within fast food establishments are intended for like the American teen.
Yeah. Some of those managers make bank, by the way.
No, the managers
Those
probably.
McDonald's managers.
It's definitely.
I'm not trying to shit on. I'm not trying to shit on fast food
No,
workers.
I get it, because the way I think of it is I kind of go back and forth on that, because I do agree with you to a point that like we can't have people's lifetime goal to be this week you mop the floor, next week is the fries, stick by the side. Like you can't do that. But I also, for some reason, I'm just like, I don't know, part of me thinks that any adult that works 8 hours a day, full time, 5 days a week, should be able to survive.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't, like, if you're putting in 40 hours a week, I don't care what you're doing. You know what I mean? You're committing 40 hours a week, which is the majority of your time awake during those 5 days to this job. You should be able to afford things. But again, that doesn't necessarily mean that your wage should be higher. Maybe it just means the cost of living should be lower.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, because I don't know which adjustment would make that easier. But I do think if you work 40 hours a week, you should be able to have yourself a little studio apartment. You should be able to have yourself a little,
little vehicle,
a little used car to get to work.
Yeah.
You should be able to have a kid. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but there's people who say like, yeah, for 100%, you're right. But it's like, I work at another job and I work 40 hours a week, and why should I be compensated the same amount that somebody who's working this job that's very, this isn't like mindless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
Like,
I'm not
listen-
saying they should be paid the same.
Yeah.
I'm saying that those people
They should have a livable wage.
with skilled labor
Yeah.
should get paid possibly more.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
But I think that what you said, you kind of hit the nail on the head, and you were saying, I don't know which side. I think it should be. It shouldn't be on the small business owners. It shouldn't be on. It should be on on maybe local government
Yes.
to make sure that we have a society that people can live in, and we understand our demographic and we understand the average income. Then we need to make adjustments so that way people can survive here. We shouldn't be this rat race. This is one of the reasons why I dislike living in New York, because it's like we just work to exist here. And we're fortunate enough to be put in opportunities where we do well enough.
Yeah, but we put ourselves in those opportunities.
We did do that. We did put ourselves.
I'm still in poverty.
Nah, but you're not.
Nah, I'm just talking. I'm talking
Yeah.
junk. I'm talking junk. I'm talking
You're
junk.
not.
Yeah, 'cause
I just
I'm
had to get a word in edgewise. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because
I'll tell everybody how rich you are.
I'm yeah, right. Look at me. In any case, if I may add, I was actually privy to that conversation you were talking about before, where somebody, because I remember you and me were having the same conversation. I was agreeing with you.
You might have been in the room when that
Nah,
happened.
I was. I don't remember who the person was, but I know because I remember we said the same thing. Because, oh yeah. Yeah, and I was like, yo, no, you definitely have to be. You have to be fair in a lot of jobs, because I remember I was saying when I started working, I was at GameStop making like $6 an hour, $7. Like, bro, to me now to think about it in retrospect, I'm like, bro, how was I doing anything with that? Like, what was going on? How was I living like that?
I mean, how many years ago was that? Was some time ago? No.
Yeah, that was
You just bodied that.
yeah, it's all right.
I think I just hit the top part. Did the camera move?
Yeah,
I'm sure it did, but
Hey,
Nah, you look great, bro.
yeah, look at that. Look at
Well,
that. But
Same shot.
So the main point, just to wrap up what I was saying, because
yeah, go ahead.
I was just saying that I agree with you. Like, I was working at GameStop, and I did small miscellaneous jobs that I didn't really want to do, and I was making X amount of dollars, and then I used that experience and I leveraged it, put it on my resume, and elevated to better jobs that offer me more money, that offer me more
Opportunity.
Exactly. And
Started from the bottom, now we're here.
Yeah, that's it, man.
And I don't think it's that crazy to like want to climb up the. It's like it's an incentive to want to climb up this ladder. I was working at a baseball park, selling
Slinging glizzies?
I was selling glizzies. I wasn't a big hot dog seller. I was like I had too much seniority for that. But I definitely sold beer. I sold beer my last couple of years. I sold soda for a long time. Popcorn. Up and down those fucking stadium stairs with a 36 pack with ice and shit inside of it, making $6.50 an hour. Bro, I remember getting a check for a week's worth of work for like $1 and change. So I've made like a little bit of money, and I was like, all right, this is great, because I was a kid, I was young. It gave me enough money to put gas in my car and go to fucking Applebee's after the games and hang out with girls and shit like that. Like it
covered at the time your expenses.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I might have been in college at the time. I might have not have been in college, but whatever the case may be. Oh, these were summertime jobs, so I wasn't even. While I was working, I wasn't in school, but it helped me survive. And then at one point, it was like, all right, this is enough money. I'm gonna move up. And then I graduated to Bath and Body Works. I worked at Bath and Body Works after that.
Yo, I wish I knew you then, man, because I'd have had them champagne toast candles popping, boy.
Yo, you already know. I would have had the 3-wick joints early.
Yeah, I would have hooked y'all up
Early. I would have been the 3-wick candle plug.
I would have hooked y'all up with the Henry Bendel special.
You know the annual candle sale. I'd be in there.
Time out. What is this? Henry who?
Henry Bendel.
Who's that?
I think he's a candle maker. I think he's the dude that makes the Bath and Body Works candle, or he's the dude that makes their fucking cologne.
Copy.
Hot
One of the
dang.
two.
Henry.
Yeah, I guess it's just a never-ending cycle with this conversation, because I could also say, like, I agree, it would be for the teens, like those kind of jobs. But what if you're an adult with no skills that apply to this market? Like, let's say you're really good at like farming or some shit like that, or you're really good at like something from wherever your past experience is from, but it doesn't apply now. Let's say you were in some kind of job that now is very based in technology, and you kind of couldn't keep up. But you still are a responsible adult. You're going to be able to get any job over a pothead teenager.
Yeah.
Any day. They can't come on time. You're early.
Yeah.
Because a middle-aged person with a family is going to outwork the hell out of an 18-year-old.
Oh, you and I, we all know this from experience.
Yeah,
Yep.
exactly. Them fools always make you look bad.
Yeah.
Always. It's like, bro, listen, I noticed like job is your life and shit. But it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I got shit to do.
All right.
So I'm trying to leave. Right. You know, I'm sick. You know, that's what you do when you're that age.
Yeah. Yep.
You know, but,
Parties the night before.
Yeah, my
getting
boys
out
are
late.
sitting in the parking lot waiting for me, and I'm gonna maybe pretend I threw up everywhere.
yeah, it's like, you know, that's what you do at that age. So, so I can't blame business owners for wanting to hire older family people either. You know what I mean? So it's like, it's tough.
Yeah, and listen, I don't think that they should be exclusively hire teens. I think that
Teens just need to perform better, maybe.
Or adults should aspire for more. I don't know.
I think if they,
It's such a tough thing, right?
It's really tough because I don't know what it is.
Because I don't think you should have to aspire. What happened to the like middle-aged, the middle class, like, or lower middle class regular ass life?
If you're cool with that, then it's fine. But don't ask me for more money.
But you can't have that regular life. You know what I'm saying? With a regular job anymore. Like you can't.
But
like
companies
there's
like
nowhere you can go.
McDonald's might be able to sustain a rate like that by cutting jobs and adding technology to the stores that would allow them to like reduce the amount of employees that they need. But mom and pop sandwich shops, these bagel places that we all love, you know, these Chinese food, the bodegas, all these places, like they can't afford that.
See, but then I agree, because I think it needs to be something where like you need to do this if you have more than 1,000 employees, or you have more, you know, something like that.
That shit don't bother Walmart.
Yeah.
Because Walmart's just going to be like, all right, how many people do I have to fire so we could be making money again? All right, fire all those guys, and then go out and buy the floor scrubber that scrubs the floor in the middle of the night, and it does it automatically, and outsource this to there.
Yeah.
Those companies aren't the ones that are going to be affected by this. The people that it dry dicks the hardest are the people who are just trying to survive. The guy who owns a little fucking, you know, store that he sells fucking plastic figurines, or the guy who owns the head shop, or
the
this
instant
or
shop.
that.
I agree.
Or like specialty places, a cobbler, for example. You know what I'm saying?
Ooh.
You go to get your shoes hooked up, a tailor, you know?
Yeah.
Someone who specializes in fireplaces,
seamstresses.
seamstresses, all these places, you know, that can't afford, they're just making it, and now they got to pay, you know,
They got to pay Pancho $15 an hour, even though we had one cobbler customer this week.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
You look at like these.
Sorry,
like,
Pablo, you're out of a job. So now $4 an hour looks pretty much better than $0 an hour, doesn't it?
how many like mom and pop pet stores do you see nowadays? When I was a kid, these pet stops didn't exist like they do exist now. I used to go to a mama shop place to get my dog food. I used to go to a mama pop place to get my dog's hair cut too.
Yeah. Well, a lot of those places have been shut down because of like the PETA people and the puppy mills and shit. So like that's what that is. Like
mills.
you know, the puppy mills is what killed the pet shops.
Yo, what did you?
I didn't know that, but I do.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sorry, Twiz. One last thing.
go ahead.
I do know one thing. Pet stores hire the most nefarious characters.
They
There's
do.
more
Fact.
fiends working at pet shops than any other job in America.
Yo, but you know what's funny
But
about that?
they're the most helpful people ever.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
have the best experience at the Petco near my house. I love those people, bro. Steve, it's my guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's the best.
Yeah, Steve
Every
was-
time I can't get into my rewards account, he's like, I'm sure you have like $5 in rewards points. He's like, we'll work it out. And I'm like, you're the man.
Is Steve one of these guys that you would imagine work at one of these places?
Absolutely, but he's a leader. He's
Oh.
definitely gonna he's gonna make a move above minimum wage for sure, 100%.
He's the guy when he gets in, he's collecting money to go get that fucking bag so that everybody eats at the end of the night.
Yeah, he does his thing. He does his thing, and he earned my loyalty. I'm there all the time. I'll drive past 2 Petcos to get to that one.
Oh, good for him.
You know what
Good
I'm
for
saying?
Steve. Go ahead, Swizz. I didn't mean to cut you off, but I had to get that out of there.
No, you good. 2 things I was gonna say. The one thing was Petland discounts like a mom and pop? No, right? It was like a chain. Wasn't it?
Petland discounts for the best care
Some-
pet can
whatever.
get.
Is that?
It's a
isn't that
terrible
the-
Long Island fucking commercial. Like 2 brothers scrap metal.
Yeah.
Similar.
I thought that was a bed. I thought that was a place that sold mattresses. The way that jingle sounded.
Yeah.
Honestly, I don't know. I used to go to the place. Nobody's gonna know about this, but a place on Suffolk Avenue, and it was a mom and pop spot. And
I might know it.
You know about it, and you might know about it, but nobody's listening gonna know about it.
What
But
they sell? Cockfighting roosters?
no, they just did dog grooming and they sold like pet supplies. That's it. They didn't sell animals. They sold like bird cages,
Lit.
fucking ferret cages, like anything you would need. You brought home a new fucking animal that your wife didn't want. You went over there to get the things you needed
right? Gotcha.
to fucking keep that thing alive.
All right.
You know, like a lot of these places, the only place I know that exists still is BTJ's Jungle, which is an exotic place.
That place is lit. It's like a zoo in there.
Bro, they had
I
a
used to
fucking
go
puma.
in there and walk around. They had a black caiman. There.
They had a puma. That place burned down.
Yeah, they used to have a caiman.
Yeah.
How the hell did they have a caiman?
I'm not too happy about them. They be doing weird shit with their reptiles. They be keeping like multiple species like together that like aren't supposed to be
aren't
together.
compatible.
And shit. They be doing weird shit. But other than that, they do have a lot of exotic animals, a lot of cool saltwater fish. Yeah. I don't know. We've been on this fucking tangent about nonsense for the past 20 minutes.
No. It hasn't been bad. I mean, the only other thing I wanted to add was that a lot of times you find people that are impoverished or in poverty have the best. What do they say? You have a green thumb when you grow plants. What do they call when you go with pets? I don't know. They're like animal whisperers. Like they're really good.
A
with
green
pets.
paw.
Yeah,
I'm not saying that poor people work at these pet shops. I want to make something clear.
No.
I'm saying there's a lot of fiends in these places, and fiends love animals because animals don't judge them. And there's nothing wrong with that.
Pit bulls and parolees.
Yeah.
Yo, what?
Facts.
Yo, you own a dog. You're telling me you have never been to the pet shop and a homeboy comes up with no teeth and he's like, "What's up, bro? What can I get?" And he knows everything and he could bring out any bird he wants because they don't bite him because he treats them the best and shit like that.
Yeah.
There's like a weird thing that goes hand in hand with dope and dogs.
I
don't
agree.
know.
I think it's part of the 12 steps.
Yeah.
Yo,
I think they have
Bro,
you
the
get good
place-
with animals.
You don't even know though. I used to have a homeboy that used to work at the place I used to get saltwater, like fish supplies from. And my guy would be outside with the fuck. Anytime I used to come with my water jugs to fill them up, he'd be outside smoking a cigarette. He'd just grab all my shit and just go fill it up for me. Great guy. Probably had bad habits, but real good guy. I wouldn't fucking leave my change in my car with him in it, but real good guy.
I will be honest with you guys right now. I'll tell you 110%. If I could get paid what I get paid right now to work in a pet shop, I would do it 100%.
Oh, of course.
Even if I would even take a significant pay cut, but it would have to be, I would love to do that.
If I could get paid the same to do something that's less like that need less mental fortitude.
Yeah. I'll be honest. Most careers that pay well suck to do.
Well, that's why they pay so well.
Yeah, they're terrible. Most of them are awful.
Yeah,
I wish I could just have a simpler life, dude. You know what I'm saying?
Not living in New York.
No. That's why eventually I'm going to make my way up out of here. Once I convince my parents to move wherever I go, because I just don't want to leave them, but I'm going to bring them with me.
Yeah, at that point, you'll be able to afford to pick whatever seat you want at the AMC movie theater.
Yeah, goddamn right. And I'll take them with me to watch whatever movie's out. And now this is my new thing. I'm sitting like this till they free the top G.
Oh.
Till they free the top G. Till they free the top G.
You guys can't see it, but we're all doing it. Show up, Twiz.
See what I'm saying? Till you free.
Yeah, you guys are crazy.
Till you free the top one. All right? Till you free the top boy.
You got anything else for him today, Jay? You got any stories you want to read out before we conclude today's evening?
We
talked a lot of bullshit today.
We got
a lot of bullshit to talk about
got two
today.
things we could touch on
Oh,
briefly.
2 things that we didn't talk about. Let's get into it. What is it?
What we got?
So about the whole so Mayor Eric Adams will allegedly be booking the world's the world's tallest Holiday Inn.
The world's tallest
in
Holiday
New York
Inn.
City.
Yeah, in the Manhattan Financial District, which actually they said they average a rate of like $102 a day. I mean, per room, per person, and each room I think they said will come out to like $93,000 a day. They said over the last 10 months we've had 44,000 migrants that have come seeking asylum, and that's within the last 10 months alone. So for Mayor Adams to book this hotel and have everybody stay in these rooms would literally cost the taxpayers $93,000 a day. I think that's absolutely insane, but my thoughts don't run the world. So
Yeah, facts. But, I wish they could just I need Project Veritas to get a hidden camera into a room where they're talking about spending this money. I do not think that this is like, guys, this is the right thing. We're going to do this. Mayor Adams is like, God damn it. How much money? To put them where? Do we have to do this? Get it? They bring everybody in the room. Like the financial guy, the PR lady, everybody's sitting down. And he's like, listen, do we got to do this? And she's like, well, it's migrants. These are voters,
I was just going to say, because I think that's the way it goes. I think he looks at it, he's like, all right, even if I get 50% of these guys to vote for me, I'm doing good. And guess what? Not my money.
Yeah.
Fucking taxpayers' money. Yeah, fuck it.
Yeah.
Where they want, no Motel 6. Put them in the big one. The Holiday Inn, the big one.
Yeah, they're like, what's the chance? What's the chance that they let the migrants vote? What are we doing? We doing 30%? Are we moving toward that? Okay,
it's worth it.
We're gonna do it.
Yeah.
I think they can vote now in the city. No, what did they vote? I think they passed that. I think that they passed that like recently. That even if you have illegal status, you could still vote for local elections.
That's ridiculous.
In the boroughs. Yeah, I think they passed it. I think it was like 8 million people were given the right or something like that.
I do agree with some forms of. I don't think I favor a lot of like immigration reform. While I do think that everybody deserves the opportunity to be here, you got to do it the right way. I don't know.
I mean, there's ways to do it. If you've never attempted to do it the right way, you got to at least try.
Yeah, you know what?
Because then you're disrespecting the entire process.
Yeah, and I get it that. When you're coming from like a country that has like a fucking 6-year waiting list to get a visa, and then there's other people who live in other countries and they could get a visa right away. I get it. It sucks, but it's like the name of the game. You know what I'm saying? It's like if we follow these rules, things will go quicker.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I mean, it's the name of the game. It's it's messed up, but the same way that I don't get to go to Yale because I want to because I don't have the grades.
Yeah, you can't sneak into Yale.
I can't just sneak in there and be like, hey, I'm here. This is I'm in my liberal arts 101.
Yeah.
My foot's in here. You got to let me in.
I had a baby on campus.
Yeah. And they're like, no, you didn't. He said, yep. Yes, I did. Sure did.
Like, you've only been here for an hour.
Yeah. And there's 4 more people here already.
Yeah. And guess what? I'm attending and you guys have to pay for everything.
Yeah. You got to.
I'm going to attend this and you will compensate me for everything. And how do we pay for you pay for my tuition? You have to pay for me too. And my living expenses. Now, I'm going to stay at the Holiday Inn and I'm going to need a ride in the morning.
And this is my advocate.
Yeah.
This guy right here, you can talk to him.
Also needs to be compensated for his time. That's fucking funny. What's the second thing, Twiz? Hopefully it's nothing politically driven.
Yeah, what do you got?
We've already touched on the Harry Potter transphobia, and now we're on immigration reform. What do you got for us?
No, just saying here that
We also shot down the balloon.
some people.
Yeah, and communism.
Some
what
people-
else do you got? What else is going to get us canceled? Let's hear it, Twiz.
No, it's saying that. So here, there's a study that says unattractive individuals wear masks more than others, and it's pretty much saying that the researchers emphasized. Yeah,
this is a real article.
Yeah. No, it says right here. It says researchers emphasize the effects of self-perceived attractiveness on the intention to wear a mask only applies to situations when people are very motivated to make a good impression. Said co-author in Inchul Choi, a professor of psychology at Seoul National University in Seoul, South Korea, to Fox News Digital. So it says, as some people continue to wear masks, while plenty of others have been delighted to leave them behind, researchers from the university propose there may be a psychological variable, which they're saying here pretty much is the... So it's not unusual to discover that there was an unintended benefit for individuals whose self-perception was negative.
So if you think you're ugly, you're more likely to wear a mask. Okay.
We all know that dog ugly fool that wears a mask all the time. And it's like, yo, what are you going to do when you take that off? You think whoever you talking to is going to not realize?
Yeah, you're the shock that people will get when you take it off. You're better off keeping it on so that your looks could settle in slowly.
Yeah, you gotta slowly bring the mask down. So like over time, you bring it down under your nose so they just get a little bit of the ugly.
Yeah.
Then you go all the way down, and then they see you got the Grand Canyon up in there. You know what I'm saying?
And I think that another thing we need to take into account is that this study was done in South Korea, where there's like, I think Asia has like this weird like self-esteem thing.
I think they just lack they don't really go with the American arrogance, the Western arrogance. People are a lot more humble in other places. It's only like in the Western world where it's like, yeah, I'm fly, bitch. Look at me. Look at my chains and shit. Like that's only we do that stupid shit. And the closer to New York you get, the more you
Yeah.
get of that.
The more ridiculous you are.
The more fist fights over stepping on my kicks. You know what I mean?
I was listening to a podcast today where they were talking about like whatever happened to the cancellation of like Balenciaga, and they were kind of saying that, like the people who purchase that shit don't give a fuck. Like anybody who's spending $7,000 on a hoodie, like doesn't like they're not even almost like following any of this shit.
Nope.
And
Which is sad.
which is said that they don't follow it.
It's sad that, you know, that they know about it. You can't avoid this. You know, people.
No, I think that like the upper echelons, like that's a very expensive brand. Like people who kind of spend like those are like million.
It's millionaires. Billionaires aren't wearing Balenciaga.
Listen, you know
billionaires
what?
are wearing some shit that we don't even know about. That's made like handmade out of some special materials from the
Yeah.
Himalayas. Like they're wearing something that we don't even know about. Like my boy used to work for a really, really, really rich dude. And he had these shoes I never heard of. I looked them up and they were like thousands of dollars. I was like, I don't even know what this is. It looked like a regular ass loafer.
Yeah, that shit ain't for you.
You know, no, it's not for me. And I never heard of the brand. And I was like,
Yeah.
what is this bullshit? No, they sold it on like 3 websites and it was high end shit. I just think that that people really honestly just don't care about things that matter when it comes to something like that. And I also think they're desensitizing people to the abuse of kids. I think that this is like I don't know what the reason is, and I think it's disgusting, but there's some kind of push to normalize abusing children. You know, it's a very weird thing.
Like the adjustment of calling people predators to now they want to be called
Minor attracted persons.
minor attracted persons. You're gonna be
What?
called pedophiles tonight.
Yeah.
I'm gonna call you a pedophile to the day I die.
Yeah, no, it's craziness. You got Vice out there putting out articles like, you know, calling pedophilia you know, a mental illness rather than, you know, a criminal offense. It's like, you know, it's crazy. You know, it's crazy. I don't care what the reason is. Just like if you have some kind of mental health issue, but you go on some kind of rampage and you harm people, you're just as unsafe to have in the street. I don't care the motive for why you did it. The fact that you completed the action, you can't be around humans. Like you can't be around other people. Like
They gotta put you in a box somewhere.
they got to put you somewhere. I don't know where. Put you in a SpaceX shuttle and shoot you to space, or put you on an island, or put you in a box with padded walls. Somewhere you have to be away from humans.
Yeah, and
You
then, you know, give you timeout. 20 years
Yeah.
timeout. Maybe you could come
Facts.
back. How do you feel about this new program that they're trying to introduce, where prisoners can exchange their organs for reduced sentences, so they can become organ donors and shave some time off their sentences?
I mean,
Have you heard about this before?
I have. I actually read briefly about it. That's
Wait,
actually,
is that when they pass? They're-
No. Like
No,
you could be
this
like,
is-
listen, I'm trying to. My daughter is about to. You know, she got an important recital. Like, take this kidney out because I need to get out. I want to go see it. You know, right? Like that. But of course, I'm making a joke. But they could, let's say, you know, a kidney will shave 5 years off your sentence or something like that.
crazy. Kidneys go for like, never mind.
Oh, you about to give us the black market lowdown on organs?
Yeah.
Nope.
I don't know anything about that.
Prank caller.
That's how you end up with the pig kidney and shit.
Yeah.
They give you that fucking now horse kidney.
Facts. But how do I feel about that? I mean, it depends on the offense, okay? Because I'm sure not everybody qualifies for that.
Yeah.
You know, they're not going to be like,
If you're doing tax evasion and you know you give up, you say you sign something that says when you die you can have your lungs, and they want to give you a few months off, I'm all right with it.
but do they take it like before you leave?
No, I think you got to die.
Oh, really?
I could. We talked about this in the beginning of the podcast. I don't know shit about dick,
Oh, okay. I
but
thought,
I'm pretty sure
Yeah.
that like they don't pull them out while your heart's beating.
no, I thought that you could, because there's organs that you can
Yeah.
donate. Like you can donate a kidney, you can donate. I'm sure you could probably donate a lung. I would imagine. You know, you can donate pieces of your liver. You know, I don't know. That's a really really good question.
I'll let you think about it. We could talk about it next Tuesday.
Yeah. All right, but you know, I think depending on the offense, like if they, you know,
You have to
depending on
qualify.
the offense, like there's certain things you can't, like if you're a sexual predator or you're, you know, you've abused children or you've murdered people for no reason, like random stuff like that. I don't know. But I think like if you, like accidentally injured somebody or like manslaughter or something, you got in a bar fight and knocked out some dude and he hit the linoleum or something and ended up something bad happened to him, talk about it. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'll have to sleep on this one.
I could agree with that.
Yeah, I'll have to sleep on this. There's got to be exemptions. Like you can't just qualify for that. There'd be some kind of criteria.
And I think that's like the thing behind a lot of shit, right? Like you could pass a lot of legislation, and some of it might sound ridiculous, but it's like the rules that we surround this like legislation with, right? It's like, well, not everybody could get it. It's like, all right, we're gonna raise, we're gonna reduce the living costs in this state, but you gotta be, X, Y, Z. All right, we're gonna let you in, but you gotta do X, Y, Z. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And I also think that it's, just this your friendly reminder today that taxation is theft. If there was, there weren't taxes like 100 years ago, something like that, more than over 100 years, like a couple hundred years ago. I was reading about it today and I was like, holy shit. Like that's what the whole Boston Tea Party was. It was like all the kind of like escaping from like the government. There used to be no tax. You used to keep 100% of your money. I don't know how long ago it was. This isn't like in our lifetime, clearly.
Yeah, taxes and tariffs have existed for a little bit though.
Yeah, but it used
the taxation
to not.
without representation was because we were sending money to the queen, but we weren't like they weren't fixing our roads. But they would no taxation without representation. Like we weren't like we were like a colony. They just colonized and like left us, but they weren't like we weren't them.
Yeah, kind of like now. Yeah, I'm hitting the same pothole by my crib for.
Well, I said the pothole
2
thing
years.
is like it's more like Puerto Rico.
Yeah,
You gotta pay taxes,
true.
and you don't get anything in return.
Yeah,
You just get to say you're down with the set.
yeah.
You just get a blue passport, which
That means a lot.
kind of a good deal.
It means a lot. I mean, shit, my family has been good for it. We don't have to worry about all that shit. All the immigration shit and all that stuff because of that, which is a big plus. But
There's a lot of terrible, terrible things that the United States did to Puerto Rico when they got there.
absolutely, and terrible corruption that still occurs now.
Yeah. Want to talk about sterilization of people? That's like the entire intent when they got there.
Yeah,
They
it's
just put
crazy.
everybody on birth control.
Yeah, but Puerto Ricans will find a way.
All right.
We'll find a way to have kids.
That's
we will
it.
figure it out.
Can't stop us from fucking.
Can't stop us.
Masters and None, episode 141. That's
One
it.
sip 'em.
If you're still here with us, please give us a thumbs up. Subscribe if you're not already subscribed. If you want the audio versions of this episode, you can find it on Stitcher and all your Spotify, all your podcast listening platforms. Crazy AK, sorry we didn't. I just seen this. We talked about the Turkey earthquake thing earlier in the episode though, and that's all I got. What do you got, Jay?
Nah, that's all I got. And make sure you hit the notification bell because I think a lot more. I get messages sometimes like, "Damn, I didn't see you guys went live," and I'm like, hit the notification bell and you know that we went live. It's every Tuesday night at 7. And if we're not on exactly at 7, just stick around to 7:05, 7:10, and we'll be on. So, yeah, make sure you hit that notification bell because when it comes to a channel like ours that does live content, we do live streams. So it's important to kind of, don't you want to be the first one in the door? Jump on here, get involved in the chat. So
Don't call me 6 years from now when I popped.
yeah,
and
don't
talk
do
about
it.
He was in the fucking chat.
Don't do it because when we're talking about Spaz and we're talking about Mama Brooks and we're talking about Chris and we're talking about
Saif.
Saif and we're
Saif.
talking, when we do our UK tour,
Romero.
and Saif is on the bus with the homies, I don't want to hear anybody complaining.
Yeah, everybody
You know what I'm
else,
saying?
you can follow behind.
That's
that UK
it.
tour gonna be crazy.
I'm
Facts.
working on my Grammy speech.
Oh, we didn't talk about the Grammys because they're dog shit. I'm not into the Grammys anyways.
Yeah, the Grammys ain't it, man. I'll tell you what, Jay-Z had like a 14-minute verse on that performance though. You seen that, Twiz?
I
Yeah,
think
it was
he
4
wore.
minutes.
I think he wore a $2.2 million watch too. People are fucking upset.
Yeah, he's a baller, bro. Don't be mad at the 2 million. I will
But
never.
this is like the Mr. Beast thing, right? That people are. You look at the comments on our short that we posted today. There's many people who have significantly more money than him that do less for the world than he does. And when you got guys like Jay-Z who have so much money, and I'm not the kind of person who's going to tell this rich guy what to do with his money, right? He came from nothing and now he has his money. He's very successful. But it is very interesting that he could wear, you know, a $2.2 million watch, or people could buy these mega yachts, where there's a lot of things that could be, a lot of issues that can be solved around the world if they just, you know, if people gave up a little bit of what they have. It probably wouldn't even change their lifestyle either.
I'm sure that he's done a lot. There's a lot of philanthropist stuff that we don't know about, that, you know, that he's done, that other people have done, like, you know, that Andrew Tate himself used to do, that nobody knew about, and he had to say what he was doing because people were demonizing him. So,
and not specifically Jay-Z. I don't mean to fucking
no. You mean people in general, like rich people in general, which, you know, especially celebrities. I mean, I'm sure that there's a lot going on that we don't know about, of people doing, you know, generous things. But, you know, when you're a baller ass dude like Jay-Z, man, that man came from hip hop. Let that man spend his money. Let him have his $2 million watch on. Guy's a savage, man. Give me a break, man. Streets is watching. Imaginary plays. What's the difference between a 4.0 and a 4.6? 30, 40 grand. Sucker, beat it.
That's it.
Beat it.
That's it, man. Listen, Masters in 141. You know what time it is. Later.